Hello everyone and welcome back to our GameMaker tutorial series. My name is Arif and we're still taking a look at objects. Like I said in the last video, objects are the core of your game. They are the bones, they are the muscle of your sprites, and where all your work is going to really be done. Now, what we did in our last video was take a spaceship sprite, make our first object, and make it move around using the arrow keys. And what I've done since then is go in and change those arrow keys into using W, A, S, and D. And the reason why is because this isn't 1993 and no one uses the arrow keys for movement anymore. Now, to do the actual changeover, you can see when we go into the documentation, they have VK presets for all of the little special keys on your keyboard. But if you want to just capture a regular number or a regular alpha key, you can see at the top here, each input character from a key or multiple keys is defined in its UTF-8 code, which is a numerical value. This value can be retrieved for any character using the ORD function in GameMaker 2. So if we want to make it register the A key, we use our regular keyboard check, and then we pass in the ORD function to that keyboard check, and then we pass in the argument of A. So that's exactly what I did here. Keyboard check, passed in the ORD function, and then I passed in the W key. Same with the S, same with the A. And like I said in the last video, plus Y means you're moving down and negative Y means you're moving up. So we're gonna do this one more time for the right side. So I'm gonna delete this VK right and go ORD and then pass in the brackets because it's a function. And then we're gonna do D, close that. And you can see it's throwing an error because we have an equal number of brackets. You can see we have one set of open close, another set of open close, but right over here at the start of the if, there is no other bracket. So we have to pass in one more. That error will now go away. And now we hit save and let's run our game. And now when we run our game, we can see moving A moves left, D moves right, S moves down, W moves up. So very simple change, but very, very important one, especially for modern day gaming. Let's close that. And now we want to move into the actual meat of today's video, which is creating a object projectile from our spaceship. Now, the main reason why we're doing a projectile in today's video is because I want to show you how to bind the left mouse click and even the right mouse click. But in every game, the mouse is always used and you always want to tie an action to it. Now, projectile just happens to be a very common feature of most shooting games, and it's an easy thing to go for. So that's why we're going to do a projectile today, but you can really tie this to any event that you like. Now, let's start by getting a sprite out of our list here. Like I said in earlier videos, you can always go to the GameMaker Marketplace and just go and get any free package that you want or pay for one. I don't have a lot of sprites here, but we're going to pick something just very simple, very easy. Let's pick enemies, and there's a zombie sprite here. So this one looks good. We'll click edit just to see what it looks like. It's cute, it's fuzzy, sure, why not? This will be our projectile for today's video. So we're gonna begin by making a new object. So we're gonna right click on the area here and go create new object, or Alt O. And we're gonna just call this OBJ bullet. Even though it is a zombie, we're just gonna make it a bullet. And then we want to tie a sprite, so we're just going to drag our sprite over and just tie it there. So now SP zombie is OBJ bullet. We should probably actually fix that, so let's call it OBJ zombie bullet. So we know that this zombie sprite is the actual bullet for this game. Okay, now let's make this object actually do something. And we want to make it register on a left click with our spaceship. So we have to write the logic for that in our spaceship object code. Now, since we're doing this as a step event, meaning every time we draw a frame, we're going to check and see if it's going to run, we're going to do this in the block just below the movement. But we want to comment everything just to make sure it's clean and readable, and people who come to look at it, or if you ever come back to it, you can understand what it's all doing without actually having to piece all your logic together from square one, basically. So in GameMaker Studio 2, you can do a // and this will let you write a single line comment. Or if you want to write like a paragraph, you can do a /* and then a //, and everything contained within those two sets of characters are going to be counted as a comment. So you can write a real book here if you need to. So you can see here, I just wrote this is a paragraph comment. And now below that, I'm going to do // and just say this area controls the movement. So now that we got our comment in, we know that this block below us is going to be the shooting code. Now we want to do a basic if statement. So if, and we need to look for the mouse. So we're going to do mouse, and we're going to see all of our built-in functions. Now you're going to see here mouse check button and mouse check button pressed. What does this mean? Well, if we go to the documentation, we can see mouse check button is just going to look for if the button is down, and mouse check button pressed is going to be a binary, whether it is 1 or 0, and it's only going to occur one time. So it's not a real good use of the bullets for this one, because we want to be able to just spray bullets rather than one time after the other and have to manually click. So we're going to do a mouse check button for this, and we're going to say MB, and it's going to show us our constants and our variables and everything. And we're going to say MB left, because we want to check the left mouse button. Now we're going to close that bracket off to stop that error from occurring, and bring in our curly braces for our block of code. And we're going to say, so if this mouse button is down, then we want to create an instance of our bullet. And we're going to see, once again, all of this stuff comes here. And we're going to say we're going to want to create an instance layer. Now, why a layer? Because we are drawing a new sprite onto the screen from the ship. So we're creating a layered kind of system, which is very similar to Photoshop or Premiere or After Effects. And all the layering matters. And we want to just create a new layer on this sprite. Now we have to put in a whole bunch of different variables. You can see here from the bottom. So we need an X, a Y, a layer ID or a name, and an object. So X and Y are just our movements here that you see. So that is really nothing new. So we're just going to do, for the purpose of this example, we're just going to do X, Y, and we're just going to say layer. And our object name is object zombie bullet. I'm just going to copy and paste that in here. And then there we go. That should be all we need. Now, if we click run, when we move our ship around using WASD, we can see here that the ship now turns with the mouse. That is that image angle code just above here, nothing big. And if we start moving, that's cool. It works. It turns with the mouse and everything. But now if I hold the left mouse button down, oh, look at that. It starts drawing a bullet from beneath it. Not the best look I could have possibly hoped for, but hey, we are starting to draw our bullets. Now we do need them to move and to interact and not look like it's coming out the front or the back side of the ship. And that is something we'll do in the next video, since this one is running a little bit long. But we did cover a lot of good information in this video today. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you like these videos, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what type of content you want to see from these tutorials if you have any suggestions. And remember, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 900 and some change. You guys have been absolutely awesome. So thank you so much. I've been Arif. This has been a GameMaker Studio tutorial 2. Once again, looking at objects, and we'll be in this category for the next few videos. So settle in, let me know, and I will see all of you guys on the next video.